Welcome to Movie Lovers Club. The narrator begins the film by speaking about a world in which people are not capable of lying. Everyone speaks the truth, including business people, politicians, and even the president himself. The man introduces our protagonist Mark as a loser who is about to change his luck by inventing lying. In the opening scene, Mark approaches Anna, a stunning woman with whom he is about to go on a date. Anna complains angrily because Mark interrupted her while she was enjoying herself. She also says that Mark needs to wait for her to finish getting ready because he is early. While waiting, Mark expresses his worries regarding not being able to afford an expensive restaurant. He adds that his supervisor will probably fire him the next week and that he has no financial assets. Anna enters and says that Mark isn't beautiful enough. Mark sighs as they leave the room because he is used to receiving similar attention from ladies. In the next scene, we see the waiter of the restaurant is also brutally honest. He says that Anna is out of Mark's league. Mark thanks and asks him to leave, feeling embarrassed. He then asks Anna about herself. She replies that she feels successful in life because she has a well-paying job. When her mother calls, she informs her that Mark is not attractive and does not make a good living. She informs her mother that she will not be kissing or sleeping with him tonight. Then we are shown a man is presenting Napoleon's story in the lecture film studio where Mark works. The man identifies Mark as a screenwriter for the company and introduces him to the gathering as he arrives. When the man adds Mark is one of the least successful employees who will soon be fired, Mark's smile quickly turns to humiliation. As soon as Mark enters the office, Shelley makes fun of him for being a loser. Anthony, the boss, appears and fires Mark for his pitiful writing about the Black Plague. Mark finds Anna's message at the same time, in which she writes that despite liking his company, she is not interested in him because of his genetic appearance, financial situation, and place in life, factors that determine who get married in this world. Then we see Mark walk into a nursing home known as a sad place for hopeless old people. He is there to see his mother, Martha. He informs Martha about his job loss. He adds that they come from a long history of losers and that his mother is also one. Later, Mark's landlord comes to his house and demands the rent. After Mark discloses his condition, the landlord gives him a day to remove his belongings from the property because he is no longer able to make rent payments. To terminate his account and withdraw all of his funds, Mark visits a bank. He is told by the cashier that the system is down, so they are unable to assist him in closing the account, but they may give him the money. The cashier then inquires about his savings amount because they are unable to gain access to the system. Mark says that he wants $800. This was the first ever lie. The system is back online, and the cashier checks his account, which contains only $300. The cashier thinks that the system had malfunctioned. She apologizes for the error in the system and gives him $800. Mark leaves the bank after being amazed to receive the money he did not have in his account. He returns to his room after paying the rent. Mark shares with his friends that he has recently learned how to lie, but his friends don't get it because they don't know what lying is. Mark tests his new skill by changing his name every few minutes, but his friends believe him every time. Then he asks his friends what they would do first in the world if they could do anything. Greg claims he would get a woman. To try his newfound ability, Mark goes outside and calls a girl past him. She first ignores him but pauses when Mark warns her that the world would end if they don't have sex right away. After hearing that, Mark is rapidly taken to a motel by the girl. When they arrive, Mark asks the girl to introduce herself, but she yells that they must do it immediately for the sake of the world. Mark pretends to phone NASA because he feels uncomfortable. He claims that they don't have to share a bed because NASA has confirmed that the world will not end. Then we see Greg takes Mark for a ride while he is completely drunk. They are stopped by a policeman who attempts to arrest Greg for driving while drunk. However, the officer accepts Mark's explanation that his friend is not drunk and apologizes for his mistake. Later, Mark and his friends walk inside a casino where Mark insists they play roulette. He bets 28, but he notices that the roulette is marked 35. He then cunningly diverts everyone's attention by lying. Mark drags his bet to 35 and wins. The dealer gives Mark his prize without showing any doubt about him. Mark similarly cheats multiple times and leaves the casino with a significant sum of money. Later, on an elevator, he runs into his unhappy friend Frank, who is preparing to end his life. Mark tells Frank that he doesn't have to commit suicide, and everything will be alright with time. Frank believes him, and they decide to hang out that evening. Mark continues to help people to get happy with his lying. One evening, Mark contacts Anna and proposes another date, saying that he has changed. Anna believes him and agrees to go for a second date. After then, Mark gets an idea while watching TV and proceeds to write a story using his newly acquired information. He finishes it and spills tea in it to make it look like historical writing. Mark goes to the lecture film studio to tell Anthony, his supervisor, that he found historical writing in an old chest buried in the desert. Anthony is drawn to the story because it contains stories of a massive spaceship crashing in Babylon. He requests everyone to pay attention, while Mark reads aloud the incident. According to Mark's story, in the 14th century, aliens saved the planet. The alien ruler erased human memory to stop them from recalling the events. The final line of the script predicts that lecture films will produce a hit movie and that Mark will rise to fame and fortune. Anthony wants Mark to start working on the movie right away after everyone applauds, believing the absurd writing. Mark takes Anna on a date to an expensive restaurant the following day. Mark receives praise from Anna for selling his script, and she inquires about his family. Mark reveals that his mother is a resident of a nursing home and that his father is an alcoholic. The following day, he intends to remove her from the nursing home and get her a mansion. Mark eventually asks Anna if she wants to spend the rest of her life with him. Anna admires him for his success and fortune, but she rejects him because of his appearance, and says that she doesn't want her children to have snub noses or to be obese. Mark takes a sip of his drink and picks up the phone while feeling disappointed. He rushes to the hospital after learning that his mother is in a severe condition. On her deathbed, Martha admits that she fears dying because there will be an eternity of nothingness. To comfort his mother, Mark says that she would be with her loved ones in her favorite place after death. When Martha learns this, she smiles with joy and soon passes away. The doctor and nurses ask Mark for more information on life beyond death after overhearing him talking to his mother. But saddened by the loss, Mark returns back home with Anna. Mark arrives at his house in the morning to discover an extensive crowd in front of it. Mark is swiftly surrounded by the crowd as they question him about what will happen after death. He enters the house somehow, turns on the TV, and sees a reporter covering the events outside. Soon after, Anna meets him at his house and asks about what Mark said to his mother. When he tells her everything, Anna immediately accepts it and demands that Mark inform everyone of all he knows. Mark picks up his pen and paper despite being in a difficult situation and begins writing. When he is finished, he comes outside and reads it to the crowd. According to him, there is a wise guy in the sky. After someone passes away, the man will provide them the nicest mansion, free ice cream, and their loved ones. He warns that anyone who commits sins 3 times in their lives will be assigned to horrible places. While people blame the guy in the sky for all the awful things that happen to people's lives, Mark persuades them that he is equally to blame for all the positive things that also occur in people's lives. One of the women approaches and inquiries about how Mark knew all this. Mark replies that the man in the sky told him about it. The next day news headline is NASA on the search for the man in the sky, which reduces productivity by making people consider mansions after death and man in the sky responsible for everything. In the meantime, Mark visits his office and gives his boss the manuscript for The Black Plague. Mark becomes wealthy and well-known when the movie is a smash hit. One day when Mark and Anna were sitting in a park, Mark tells Anna that she is the sweetest person he has ever met. Anna states that she also enjoys his company. They are about to kiss, but Anna pulls away at the last moment due to the imagination of fat kids with snub noses. She admits her love for him but cannot marry him. Later that day, Anna visits Mark at his home to deliver a birthday card and let him know she's going on a date with Brad. She also reveals her plans to sleep with Brad, which Mark finds disturbing. He convinces Anna to avoid having sex with anyone before getting married. Mark then reads his birthday card, which contains a birthday coupon that allows him to share the bed with her. But she already agreed that she won't sleep with anyone before marriage. Brad shows up at that exact moment and takes Anna to dinner. He boasts about his success and mocks Mark's attractiveness the entire night. While Anna watches Mark's interview on TV, her mom changes the channel saying that Mark is never going to be her friend. Anna says that she shouldn't talk about Mark in such a way because he makes her feel unique. The mother strongly opposes Anna, claiming that Mark will always be a loser and his offspring will follow in his footsteps. She makes a call to Brad and orders Anna to speak with him. Weeks have passed since then. Anna suddenly appears at Mark's front door one day. She finds him looking dreadful with long hair and a beard. She hands him the wedding invitation and asks him to go to the wedding in her place. Mark begs her not to wed Brad, but Anna responds that she must since she has a limited amount of time to find the ideal genetic match and have the children she has always desired. On the morning of Anna's wedding, the priest asks the gathered people if anyone from them provide a better genetic match. Mark gets up and claims that Anna is happier with him. Brad, in response, asks Mark why she is standing next to him if she is happy with Mark. Mark responds that Anna is aware of what is best for her when Brad tells him to ask the guy in the sky about what's best for Anna. Mark is about to leave, but Anna begs him to consult the man in the sky. In the end, Mark admits that there is no guy in the sky and that he only made up the tale to comfort his mother as she passed away. Anna goes on to ask why he didn't tell a lie to get married to her then. Mark replied he didn't want to lie to her. Finally, Anna says she wants little fat children with snub noses. When Mark hears this, a smile appears on his face. Mark and Anna are seen having breakfast with their son as the movie draws to an end, and Anna is also carrying their second child. And it is revealed his son can also lie. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share your thoughts in the comment section.